We're in business.
You look really good, by the way.
Hey, well, I'll tell you why when we start filming.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, what's up, guys? It is the sexiest podcast during quarantine. It's relationships, romance, and propaganda podcast with Imani, Shakur, and Rachel K. Burke. The beautiful Rachel K. Burke. She's always looking good, and today she's looking quite spicy, I must say. and I'm gonna find out why in a second. You know, we are a relationship podcast, and we talk about everything, man. We just try to bring it to you raw and uncut. We expose the truth and broadcast the lies. We say, catch us where you get your podcast. We're everywhere, and don't forget to subscribe on ISNT Group Digital. You know. And if you're at home on quarantine and you need some books to read, let me show you 2 good books written by my co-host here. One is Sound Bites, a rock and roll love story, and the other one is Love Bites. And I gotta tell you, during quarantine, there's a lot of love biting going on.
I was just gonna say, I'm doing a lot of biting this week.
so yeah, guys, pick these up on Google, Amazon. Just check them out. They are in the description as well. And yeah, Rach, let's get into it. How was your week? I always like to talk about the COVID-19 news first before we get into the relationship stuff. Yeah. Just a little bit, because it's funny. I was telling Crispy this morning, I saw a report last night. Get this, because you're in LA County. I'm out in wine country for those who don't know. Mm-hmm. I'm in that area. They tested 900,000 people in LA, and 455,000 of them came up positive with no symptoms.
Oh, wow.
So they said they're thinking way more people are positive in LA than know it, but they just don't have any symptoms.
Okay.
Wasn't that interesting? Like more than half came up positive, not one symptom.
Oh, I also have a great statistic. The divorce rate in China went up 40% after this.
Are you serious? Because of people being at home with because we talked about that.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, I guess they were a little backed up with everything going on, but 40%, like that's almost half the people. It's crazy.
Right. That's crazy.
Because everybody keeps saying after this,
yeah,
like a lot of unhappy couples aren't going to be able to survive it.
Right. They're not. So I've just been laying low, doing the same. Like I told you, I got a new dog that I'm be doing some stuff. But Cane Corso is my favorite breed. And I got lucky and was able to get another one because of this whole virus thing. And I'm going to actually breed him and make some extra money. Why not? Buy more film equipment, do all kind of stuff. So I haven't had that much sleep these past couple of days. I'm looking a little, groggy for our YouTube viewers. But once this puppy phase is over, I'll be so happy because I'll be sleeping 8 hours again at night because he'll be sleeping 8 hours again, starting to sleep 8 hours. That's all I've been doing, and hanging out with my same quarantine buddy and just, vibing.
Just quarantining?
Yep, that's it. Just quarantining. So today we're going to talk about squirting, because something happened. First I was seeing someone like years ago, this Slovakian girl, and she was a squirter. And then a buddy of mine just recently had something happen, and it reminded me of something happened years ago. So I want to tell that story and shed some light on squirting. I'd like to do that because I think a lot of people don't know what it is, and some do and some don't. So I want to talk about that, and then we'll talk about whatever Rachel wants to talk about after that. But the squirting thing shouldn't be too long.
Yeah. Well, I have exciting news. I got a new quarantine buddy.
Oh, serious? Tell me about that real quick.
And he likes to have sex.
Oh, finally.
San Diego's out. See you later.
San Diego wasn't ready.
I upgraded, yeah. So now it's
good for you, because I know it's been rough trying to find the right person.
It's so funny. Like only I would find myself in a love triangle in the middle of a quarantine. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, not really. I got rid of the other one, but
right.
But no, it's so funny. Because I'm not looking for this at all right now. I'm just happy doing my own thing. But
yeah,
I don't know if you saw any of my Instagram stories, but I just had a guest house built in my backyard.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah.
Okay, so I ordered it a couple months ago because
I remember you telling me.
Yeah. Because I just have a 1-bedroom here, and so I'm gonna put a bed in it, decorate it cute, make it like a little guest house. Yeah, if ever people stay here or whatever.
I'm definitely coming over for a night.
Oh yeah. When I have my house warm. Oh, and my deck is done. My fire pit, all my furniture is out there. Oh my God, it looks great.
That's cool.
So I had hired this guy to assemble my furniture for me when I first moved in. And so I hired him to like offload all the wood when it got here. And I think once he saw like the size of this thing and that it's not assembled at all, like you're basically building a small house. And he was like, he goes, yeah, I can't do this, but I can refer you to my buddy who does that for a living. And I was like, okay, cool. And who shows up at my door, Imani, but a tattooed musician? I was like,
are you serious?
I was like,
a tattooed musician that builds houses, that builds sheds? Get the F out of here.
You know where this is going to go.
I wonder if he knew that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I asked him last night because he has all crazy stories. Like, you know, because like he knows, you know, like it's like rich women who have tried to like fuck him when their husbands are out of town.
Yeah,
he has a girl who purposely clogs her own sink once a month just so he'll come over.
That's funny.
And she tries to bone him and he's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So he goes, yeah, I get the vibe usually like from women. And I go, did you get that vibe with me? And he goes, yeah.
That's so funny. Could you imagine knocking on your door and you answering, getting the vibe from you? That's crazy. Getting some IOI from you, man. I know he was happy.
Right. Yeah, he's here right now. Actually, he's in the backyard. Yeah, it was. I thought it was going to be a couple days, and it's like
bring him over to say hello at least. You know what I mean? Oh well, but I'd like to say hello when you you know what I'm saying. It's all good.
We're gonna paint it together today.
Oh, nice. That's fun. Yeah,
it's fun. It's like it's so funny because I like he got sober like a year ago, so he's kind of like. It's funny because San Diego guy did too. It's like, you know, both of them are just kind of getting their lives together. So, you know, I was just like, oh, I'll have fun with it or whatever. But like now we spend every night together and now I'm like, oh shit, I kind of like him.
You kind of like him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we like went to the hardware store together and yesterday like picked out paint and we're gonna paint today. So
that's fun. That's good for you. You definitely deserve it. Because all the other dudes are scared. At least this dude manned up.
Right. Right. Honest to God. Yeah. And honestly, he told me
awesome.
He like because when he was getting sober and everything, he actually hadn't been with a woman in like years because he was just doing him. So I was the first one.
Right.
And so he was a little scared at night one. And I was like, we don't have to do anything tonight. We can just like make out.
Right.
And then day two, I was ready. I was like, all right, let's go.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
well, if you don't want to bring him out of hiding before the show's over, I understand. But it'd be cool for him to pop in and say what's up. So I want to talk about squirting real quick. And I also want to say, I know we come out on Mondays, but doing this quarantine, it may be a Tuesday, it may be even a Wednesday. Don't be mad at it as long as you have fun with this and listen. And thank you guys too who's been listening, man, because our streaming numbers are really, really cool. So I just want to thank everybody that check in and listen and have fun with us every week.
And it was my fault we did not shoot yesterday because
it's all good. Yeah, it's all good. I was ready, but it was fine.
Dude, we literally boned all day. Like
no, it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted to, and then like he was gonna work on stuff, and then it was just like, nah, we're not getting any work done.
Yeah,
today.
And I don't mind. It's okay if it comes out a day late or 2 days late. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's not that big of a deal.
So yeah,
I wasn't even tripping. I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah. So
I know you're always like whatever.
Yeah. So a buddy of mine was seeing a new girl, and she's a squirter. And he was talking to me about it. Have I had a squirt? And I said, yeah. Well, I've had two. You know what I'm saying? And it made me think of this story, and I want to tell you this story. So it happened some years ago. I was dating this Slovakian girl. Her name starts with M. I'm not going to even say her whole name. I don't know if she listens or her friends listens. Some of her friends still follow me. So who knows who listens to this show? But I don't want to put her out. Let me just say M.
Yeah.
So, you know, we would have sex. She was a squirter. And she told me that I was only the second guy that ever made her squirt. And the first guy was this Slovakian guy that she used to see in New York. But I was only the second guy. You know,
so they don't squirt. They don't squirt with everybody?
No, it depends on the guy. You know,
okay.
And someone was telling me the reason why she squirts so easy with me is because of how my dick is curved.
Oh.
So she said it hits a certain spot and it allows her to squirt like easily.
So hopefully you're curved the right way.
I am curved the right way, yeah.
Good, because you know this, right? How there's like the right way and then the other way.
Seriously, I didn't even know the other way existed. Yeah.
Yes, and well, it's funny, because if you're curved this way, you get the G spot, which is great.
Right, that's how I'm curved.
Like when I get myself off, not to be graphic here, but it's like I have to curve it, right?
Yeah.
So I had the guy I was sleeping with last summer, the half black guy. He was
Mm-hmm.
enormous, but he was curved the other way.
That's so weird.
So the
Like
only
this?
like it was like this instead of
Yeah.
like this, it was like
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
backwards. So we didn't actually get to a point where we could do this, but I think the only way he would have been able to hit my G spot is if I did like reverse cowgirl, right? And like
Right.
flipped the other way, then it would
Right.
have got that way.
Yeah.
But he said he was really self-conscious of it growing up. Because do you remember the movie Clueless? Did you ever see that movie growing up?
I don't think I saw it, but I do know of it.
So there's a part where like Alicia Silverstone and she's talking with her girlfriends, and Brittany Murphy goes, "Oh, I don't care what the guy's thing looks like, as long as it's not crooked. I really hate that." And he said like he was so embarrassed his whole life
because of that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, no, like having a curved one is generally good.
Yeah.
But the first guy I was ever with was crooked and not in a this or this way, and it literally went all the way to the right.
Yeah.
So it was like you kind of had to bend it forward.
That's crazy.
And I was like, are they all like that? Because it was the first one I had ever seen.
Well, I'm curved the correct way.
Good.
According to
for you.
According to all the ladies. So what I wanted to say was that one time me and this Slovakian girl had sex, and she would always squirt a lot. I'd literally have to change the sheets every time we were together. Swear, literally. And so one time it really smelled like urine. I was wondering what it was, but I had no idea at the time.
Yeah.
It was urine.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm cleaning up, I'm dancing. I'm like, what smells like pee? I'm like, because I had sex with this girl many times and it's never smelled like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the difference is. And I'm like, what is this? Man, Rachel, I'm looking around and I finally go to the bed and I smell it. And I'm like, holy shit, it's from her squirting. So I go look it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's all this research and study on it and all that. And I didn't know that it was like 99% urine. They even had the exact amount that a woman's orgasm, whatever it's called, that's scientific term.
Yeah.
They even have the exact amount of what a woman can actually secrete.
Okay.
And then it's only this much. So it's impossible when you see squirting on porns and this and that it's just an orgasm thing.
Right.
I mean, it does have something to do with an orgasm, but it's actually urine that's coming out.
Okay.
Which I had no idea of. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I remember as a kid, that was how I started masturbating, but I didn't really know what I was doing. It was like when I had to pee, and I would get that like tingly feeling down there. Because I remember, so bad, but I remember like the water things that come out of the pool, right? That like, and I remember as a kid like putting my vag up against it and like making and it was always when I had to pee, or I could even like rub my legs together and orgasm. And it was because it's like you get that feeling when you have to pee. It's almost like you feel like you could come if you just
exactly. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. So I was telling a buddy about our show today. So because he didn't know. He goes, what? He said, man, I was in the backyard the other day. We were having sex and she squirted. You mean tell me that was piss? It was so funny the way he responded to it.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, 99% of it is. Which, again, a lot of people don't know. He didn't know.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And a lot of women didn't know. And one of the things I wanted to say, because me and my current girl that I'm seeing, we had a talk about this subject the other day. And, one of the things she was saying is that women feel a lot of pressure, whether it be from pornos or from what they hear, that they should be able to do something like that. And I was explaining to her, like, no, men don't think I know amongst men that I know and that I hang out with, we don't go, oh, we wish we had a squirter. Like that's not a big deal for us.
Right.
What we want more is that you just have an orgasm. We want to make sure we please you. Yeah. Whether it's from squirting or orgasm, a little bit of both, or you know what I'm saying? A combination of it all.
I wonder if once a guy has a squirter, they feel like they have this magic trick where they can make every woman do that.
And see, my first girl was the Slovakian girl that ever squirted, and it was interesting. And she told me I was only the second guy that was able to make her do it. But in that moment, I never had an ego. I was just like, oh, cool. That was my first time actually experiencing it.
Yeah.
And at first I thought it was a little funny. Then I grew to like it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, because it's literally everywhere.
Until you found out it was pee.
Right. No, even after then, I was okay with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Even after that, I was okay with it.
I never knew that until recently. And I think I read somewhere, that squirt it's actually pee. And I was like, oh no.
Right.
I didn't know.
Right.
Because I went to high school with a girl. The only girl I ever knew that could squirt was this girl in high school, and like everybody in high school knew.
Right.
Because I think she was the only one that can do it, and she didn't give a fuck. Like she would tell all of us, like, yeah, I can shoot it across the room, and she literally could shoot it across the room.
So crazy.
She dated a guy friend of ours, and he's like, oh yeah, across the room every time.
Yeah. I don't mind it at all, and it's not as common as women think. You know, like my buddies only had 2 people his entire lifetime. Me, only 2 people. Okay. It's not as common as people think. I mean, most women can't squirt. And ladies, if you're listening, we don't care. We don't. That's not like a big thing for us. Like, ooh, I made a squirt, or we don't care about that.
Yeah.
Just being honest. If you do, and that's what makes you comfortable, we're fine with it. If you don't, we're fine with it as well. So you can dispel the myth, take that pressure off. It's not something that guys are all crazy about. And if you don't do it, we're tripping. We don't care about the pornos. That's bullshit to us. You know what I'm saying? Well, I just want to put it out there. A lot of women have this pressure, I heard.
Okay.
Wish that they could do that.
Well, on the flip side of that, some men can also come and shoot it across the room.
I remember you told me that before, and I'd never heard of that until you told me.
Yeah, because I didn't know that until we were in Cancun. Yeah, because you and I talked about that in another episode.
Yep.
Yeah, and this guy said to my friend, I can shoot. And he had a lot of it too. So he said, like, I come a lot and far, and she was like, okay.
What the hell? Yeah.
Yeah. And so he pulled out and literally shot so far, because she kind of like backed off when he was about to come, and he shot so far that he got her in the eye.
You told me that. That's crazy.
But some
guys can squirt too, if you want to call it that.
Shoot too. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, because like my favorite episode of Californication, I think I mentioned this on another episode too, was David Duchovny had met this woman. And he's like slept with all sorts of women on this show. So this girl was like, you don't remember sleeping with me? And he was like, I'm sorry, I don't. And she's like, you never called me. And she was real mad about it. Yeah. So they end up having a threesome with him and his agent, because his agent just wants to fuck this chick. And he's like, fine, like, I'll have the threesome with you guys. He wasn't really into it. And so the agent's going down on the girl. And David's kind of like laying back, like he's not really into this threesome. And all of a sudden he goes, dude, I remembered why I didn't call her. And he's like, what? Cause he's like going down on this girl, and he's in there, and he goes, dude, she's gonna blow. And she squirts everywhere. And it's like,
my God.
It's the most epic like scene of any TV show of all time.
Yeah.
Because their ex-wives at that moment walk in because they're trying to get back together with them. And so they're like, let's surprise them and tell them we're going to give them another chance.
Yeah.
And they walk, and like all this happens at once. And it's like they walk in, and his face is just like dripping. And all he does is he just looks at David Duchovny, and they just start dying laughing. Like, it's so good.
That's funny. I'm going to have to watch it. I found it when you told me the last time. Now I just have to watch it. I've never watched that show.
It's on. It was on Netflix. It's on Hulu now. So if you have Hulu, and I
Googled it and it showed where I could watch it.
And I think this is actually in season 1 too, which was like the best season.
Yeah,
it's all pretty good except like the last season kind of sucked.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, you got to, because it's one of those like scenes you'll remember forever because it's so good.
Yeah.
He's gonna blow.
That's funny. Yeah. So I just wanted to dispel some of the myths and people that didn't know it's urine, just wanted to let them know it was urine. And again, women, we don't care about that. And whether you do or you don't, we don't care.
Yeah, and the smell probably depends on how much water you're drinking that day.
All that stuff. Yep.
Because like when you take a drug test, I had to take one once, and obviously I smoke weed every day. So I was like, well, this isn't going to go well. Because I think this was before it was legal. So I just drank a ton of water, and it came back as diluted. They still let me start the job anyway. It was fine. But it actually shows up on the test that it's diluted. So I think, if the girl drinks a lot of water, it's not going to smell.
Right.
But if she's dehydrated, it's going to smell like pee.
Exactly. Exactly. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense.
Mhm.
Anyway, enough of that. What else you want to talk about today? On this
Let's
quarantine Tuesday.
let's see. Do you have anything in mind that you
I
want to
have my
talk
shoot. I
about?
have a list. I still
Oh,
have
you know
our
what we
old
should
list.
do? You know what we should do?
Yeah.
Remember what we should do? What we used to do when we first started shooting was like tell a dating tale.
Okay. You have one? Well, you kind of just told
Sure.
yours.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm sure I
But
can.
I
I'm
don't
sure.
really
I'm sure
have
I can.
one because
I'm
I've
sure
just
I
been in
can.
quarantine. I don't really have one.
I'm sure I can pull one out of my bag.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
trying
No,
to
no, no.
think.
I mean, even from back in the day, just like a
Oh, from back in the
crazy girl.
day.
Dude, like
Oh, okay.
so many people messaged
Hmm.
me after your last when you were talking about that girl that was so excited to eat.
Yeah. Yes.
My friend back home messaged me. She goes, "Dude, not gonna lie, I get real excited about food too."
Oh, snap.
I was laughing so hard.
That's so funny. I'm trying to think of a good one. There's so many things that's happened here, man, in wine country.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm trying to think of one
I
from
know.
a
And then
good
I
one.
have a gay friend who he listens to it. Well, actually he's bi, but he listens to
Hmm.
us every week. And he was laughing because he's like when I was talking about San Diego guy that like we didn't want to sleep together. And he's
Hmm.
like, dude, you find the weirdest guys. Like, where are you
Hmm.
finding these guys? I'm
Hmm.
like, I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were kind of going back and forth with like our types. And he was
Yeah.
like sending me pictures of his types. Do you think people have a type?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Because my theory is I think anybody that you've like really been attracted to before,
Hmm.
I feel like you kind of keep being attracted to somebody that looks like that same person. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
You know what I
agree.
mean?
Yep.
Because I used to like short, stocky guys. Like that was always my type. But then when I
Hmm.
like fell for this like skinny musician guy, then like that became another type, right? Like I'll give
Right.
them a double look. You know, I
Right.
think that's interesting. We were talking about that for a bit.
Yeah. I have a good story to tell.
Okay.
I have a good one from one of the wineries. You know, I don't want to say this. This is a wild story, Rach.
Okay. Ready.
So, this is just a throwback story for you guys listening at home, wherever you're at in quarantine. So, as you know, I'm down the wine country area around Temecula, Marietta, Wildomar. So we go to Wilson Creek one day, me and one of my buddies. I'm not gonna say any names. And you know, we just vibing, drinking wine and stuff, and we end up meeting these two girls. Now, I mean, these two girls are hot. Like one of them just broke up with her boyfriend. They just out hanging out.
Mhm.
To make a long story short, we're drinking and drinking and drinking. We all end up in my car drinking. I mean, we have the bottles and the wine glasses in my car, listening to hip hop, like blasting hip hop in Wilson Creek parking lot.
Yeah.
Just wilding out. It was like back in high school days.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We end up driving back to my place. The one that likes me rides with me. The other one rides with him. So the one that's riding with me, you know, she's like sticks her tongue down my throat. I'm like finger banging her, like on the on the way to the 15 freeway from the
Yeah.
winery. She takes my hand, like sticks it in her pants. I'm like, holy shit. I mean, she's bad. I mean, tattoos. Oh man, she's bad as hell.
Mhm.
And I'm like, and this is a Monday in wine country. This is Monday evening.
Going up on a Monday.
Yeah, this isn't even like a Friday or Saturday. So the shit gets wild. So we get here. We're in the room. Me and one that I like, we're in there like shaking the sheets. I'm smashing it up or whatever.
Mhm.
You know, we finish. My friend, he isn't having the same success. He's just out here talking to the other one. I mean, the one I'm with, she's literally walking around my place like damn near naked. All she has on is like a G-string. I mean, in front of my friend and all, and he was like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're kind of hanging out and vibing. The next thing you know, her and her friend starts arguing. I'm like, what are they arguing about? Man, Rachel, the arguing turns into a fight.
Okay.
I mean, an all-out fight. And I'm trying to, like, I'm keeping these girls apart. And they're like, okay, we're good. And to this day, I still don't know what they were fighting about.
Mhm.
They're like, okay, we're good. Man, Rach, so they're like downstairs where my room is now in the hallway. I go up and talk to my friend, and I just hear like a tornado was going through. They're in my garage going at it. And my friend didn't even want to come and help. My poor editor, who's tiny, had to end up coming to help me break these girls apart.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it was crazy. Never happened before in my entire life.
Okay.
And so the one ended up leaving. Did they both end up leaving? I think they both ended up leaving. Because I ended up kicking them out. Like, after that last fight, I ended up just kicking them out. And I think someone came to pick them up or something like that.
Yeah. The police?
Yeah, I know, right? And didn't hear from them since. But
Okay.
it was one of those evenings in Wine Country that started off really fun and hot and sexy, that ended up in a fucking disaster. You know what I'm saying? And I'm cursing because I know they're not going to promote this talk about squirting. YouTube is so strict. So that's why.
I know. That's why I'm just swearing and I'm talking about
exactly.
It's whatever. I'm like, we can go wild today.
Yeah, it ended in a fucking disaster. And I was so pissed because she was so fucking fine. And I wanted to hang out with her.
Sometimes the hot ones are the crazy ones, right?
I wanted to hang out with her again.
I mean, it's like
never happened.
They're usually good in bed, but then you got to deal with the aftermath of the crazy. You know? I don't think I think you'd be too laid back for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I just thought of a good one actually that happened like 2 years ago to me, because I was trying to think, I'm like, what dating stories have I not told yet? So I was at the W in Hollywood. So a girlfriend of mine, this was like right when my ex had like got with his new girlfriend and I was bananas. And so, you know, when you're just like, you just want to find a rebound, right? You like a revenge fuck. You're like, I'm just gonna fuck someone because he is, you know?
Right.
So my friend was doing the same thing because she had like just broke up with her fiance. And she was going wild, man. Like, she literally was getting drunk every day and just boning a new guy.
Serious.
Scorpio.
Wow.
So,
not surprised.
Right. Yeah. So she was like, so we go to the W and she would just hunt. Like, she would go to just find a guy every night. Like, she was on one. So she sees this guy and she's like, let's invite him to our table. So we invite him over, but he and I are kind of vibing because he like knows some musicians that I know from New York, and we're in the music scene. So she's like, upset because she doesn't have anyone to hook up with. So he goes, all right, why don't we go out Tuesday? He was visiting from New York. He goes, why don't we go out Tuesday? I'll bring my friend and you can bring your friend. And I was like, okay. So she says to me on the ride there, she goes, I don't even know what his friend looks like. I'm probably just gonna fuck him anyways. I was like, all right, girl, you do you, whatever. So we get there. The friend's cute. Like, he's decent. Not really her type. He's a musician, but whatever. So we go, we close down the bar. We end up going back up to this guy's hotel room and we keep drinking. She is so wasted. She's in the bathroom fooling around with him, then comes out and starts a fight with him. This is what made me think of it when you're talking about the chicks fighting. We hear them fighting in the bathroom. She just met this guy. Like, what are you fighting about, right?
Right.
They come out. She's mad. I don't even know what. He's like, I don't even know what she's mad about. They make up. They start hooking up. They go back in the bathroom. They start fighting again. They come out of the bathroom. And finally, the third time, he goes, your friend is fucking crazy. I'm out of here.
Right.
She literally was crazy.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, and when they go in the bathroom, I'm trying to force myself to hook up with this guy who turns out I'm not that into.
Right.
He starts taking his clothes off. He's got a belly.
My goodness.
He's got a small dick. I'm just like, how do I get out of this?
Right.
I'm not into this. And remember when you and I talked about when you were in the hotel room with that girl and you were real mad because she changed her mind about sleeping together?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, I did that once. Because I went up to this guy's room. Obviously, he's thinking we're gonna do it. I'm thinking that. And in the middle of it, I was just like, nah.
Yeah.
I don't want to change my mind.
Yeah.
But it's but how do I get out of this? So thankfully, my friend was a belligerent drunk. And so I was like, perfect, this is my out, So his buddy leaves and I'm like, all right, cool. all right. I was like, I think we should bounce. He's like, you're not driving. It's like 4 a.m. We've been drinking all night. He goes, it's fine. You guys can stay here. He had a huge bed. He was like, you guys can pass out here. He goes, don't worry about it. I'm not going to try anything. We can just go to sleep. And I was like, okay, good.
Yeah.
No.
It didn't happen like that?
That was a lie.
Are you serious?
So I was like, great. So I start like passing out. So he pays for me to leave my car there overnight.
Yeah.
So I start passing out because I am wasted. And this guy is like ripping my clothes off. And I'm kind of half asleep at this point. I'm like, buddy, what are you doing? Like you said, we didn't have to hook up. He goes, well, I lied. He gets mean. He goes, if you don't fuck me, he literally says, if you don't fuck me, I'm going to fucking jerk off right now. I was like, cool, you do that.
Right.
Like, you jerk off right now, buddy. I'm out.
Right.
Like not into your belly and your small dick. So M's passed out, she's like kind of in and out, like she's loaded, right? She's kind of passing out. I'm passing out. He's in the middle of us. And I hear this like noise. And I was like, oh my God, he really is jerking off right now in the middle of us.
Serious?
Like, and then all of a sudden I hear my friend, start moaning. And I'm like, they're totally fucking next to me with me in the fucking bed.
Are you serious?
After I've been hooking up with this guy all night, she's been hooking up with a friend. They just rolled over and fucked each other. I'm like, you two lunatics can fucking have each other. Like,
are you serious?
Was
she aware of it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She was like, she was into it. I know. Trust me, I wouldn't have let that go down if she was like passed out.
She wasn't inebriated. Yeah.
But she was. Yeah, you could hear her like, And I was like, you got to be kidding me right now.
That's crazy.
Here's the best part. So we wake up the next day. I had sent them a group text the night before of a picture that we had all taken. This guy he called me the next day and was like, hey, I had a great time with you. I'd love to take you out. I'd love to take you out when I come back to LA.
Are you serious?
I was like, is this guy nuts?
After he fucked your friend, he still wanted to take you out. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I'm out of town all of August. Like I just made something up because I'm like, because we had mutual friends in the music industry. So I'm like, I don't want to end this on a bad note if I ever see him. So I'm just going to pretend I'm busy. So a couple, he finally stops asking me out. And a few months later, we're at this party and this guy says to my friend, hey, so how's your New York guy? And I'm like, what New York guy? So, and I'm like, that guy, how would he have had her number? And then I'm like, oh my God, I had sent them a group text the night before.
Right.
So I think when I wouldn't hang out with him, he went to her because he had her number.
Wow.
This is the craziest part. So I look at her, I go, what New York guy? She had been hiding this from me. She'd been seeing him secretly for 6 months, didn't tell me because she thought I was going to be mad.
Yeah.
This guy was flying her to Nashville. He'd fly to LA, telling her he's in love with her. She finally Googles him hard because he has no social media. He's married with 2 children.
Are you serious?
And never told her.
Are you serious?
So she gets drunk the next night and she goes, I got to tell you something. I go, oh, is it about the New York guy? Let me guess. You've been hooking up with that guy the whole time. And she goes, how did you know that? And I'm like, because the dude mentioned something about a New York guy last night and you totally got weird. I'm like, I'm not stupid. I can figure it out.
Right.
And she was like, here's the worst part. He's actually married. So she found his wife's Facebook and it's literally the profile picture
all of them.
Is a family Christmas photo of them with like 2 teenage girls. I'm like, what a scumbag. But it's like, you should have known.
The stuff these dudes do, yeah.
Should have known from night one when he got real rapey with me.
Right.
Because she like rolled over at one point when he was trying to hook up with me when I was trying to sleep. And she goes, dude, stop being rapey. So she yelled at him. So she knew what was going on.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
Not crazy.
That's a crazy story.
This is crazy. I just thought of that.
It's like a movie. It's like a movie. That is a good one.
And
that's some movie shit.
And he still was trying to get with her after she found out, was like sending her love letters, all this stuff. And I was like,
are pathetic, man.
I was like, tell him you're going to Facebook message his wife if he's leave him alone.
Exactly.
What a jerk.
These dudes are straight pathetic. Wow. That was a good one. Way better than mine.
Crazy.
Way better than mine.
I know. Well, yours made me think of mine when you talk about the 2 girls fighting out. I'm thinking of her fighting with this guy in the bathroom. I was like, ooh, I got one.
Yeah, that was nuts, man. I hope that never happens again. That was so nuts. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked. It was
some girls crazy. when they drink too much. Like, I mean, I have a friend who's the nicest girl in the world, but she drinks too much, she'll fight with anybody. You know,
right.
Like sometimes that happens.
Right. Well, yeah, man. Well, cool, Rach. I'll let you get back to it.
Okay. And I'm gonna do some painting.
Yeah, go do some painting.
So a new guy's a Scorpio. So
so I already know. I already know.
Getting freaky, as you would say.
Yep, I already know. You don't even gotta tell me. You know what I mean? Maybe the next time we do it, you could get them to come out and say hello. Don't hide them.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
I didn't know if you'd want it. I didn't want to put him on.
No, I got you. Yeah, because it's kind of people like, oh, I don't want to show. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, he doesn't like coming inside when he's doing stuff out there because he's still finishing the shed and he's got like all his work boots and stuff. Like he like takes all that off, so it takes a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check your story when we get off. I didn't see any of the updates.
Oh,
did you save them or no? Did you highlight them? You gotta send me some pictures then or something.
It's from I posted a picture Sunday, so we're painting.
Oh yeah, they're gone already. Yeah.
I'll text you a picture now of what it looks like.
Yeah, send me a picture.
I mean, it still looks good. It still looks good.
I want to see.
Just sent it to you. Yeah, it still looks good without the paint. But
okay.
I initially wasn't thinking of painting it, and he was like, "No, you got to paint it." And then I started looking at some cute like paint colors, and I was like, "Oh yeah, actually, that would look sweet."
Yeah. I just got it. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's our show, guys. It's Imani, Shakur, and Rachel K. Burke. Oh, that is really cool. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's so
cute.
And
it sleeps too, right? You can bring a couple in there, right?
So I was thinking of that.
That's so cool, man.
It kind of it's you'll have more room if I just put a twin bed in it. I initially wanted to do a full size, but if I do a full size, it takes up like half the thing. So he's actually going to custom make me a bed frame. So we're gonna measure that today. Because I'm trying to think maybe even a little bigger than a twin.
At least sleep a couple, yeah.
Yeah,
that'll be dope.
That's what I want. I know. It's
that's
just
so
like
cool,
my yard can only fit so much.
Right.
It's not that big. But oh my God, cool. And I'm gonna send you even better than that, the deck. That's what we're gonna be hanging when I have my house.
That's really, really cool. Okay.
Because I got we just put like my fire pit together. Got that out there. Here we go. Oh my God, you're gonna love this. It's so great. We got pink. Everything's pink.
That's cool.
Pink rug, pink chair. It's like white and pink. It's really nice. Lots of plants.
Oh yeah, that's really nice.
Got it?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, man. When you have the housewarming, I'll bring a hottie with me.
Okay. All right.
But make it happen.
That's
really cool.
Or if you don't, I'll have some hotties here.
Exactly. That'll be cool too. Yeah. Either way. Anyway, guys, follow us on social media. Listen where you get your podcast. Subscribe on IC&T Group Digital. And what else was I gonna say? I said don't follow us on social media, right? Did I just say that?
And subscribe on YouTube. We'll love you for that.
Yeah, said all that.
Send us ideas of like stuff you want us to talk about. Or send us really bad dating stories.
Exactly. So we could talk about them on the show. That would be really, really cool. And
because a lot of my friends listen, or it's just even people I grew up with that I haven't seen in years and years. They all listen. They all listen every week and they'll message me. So guys, I know you're listening. Send me
send us some stories.
Send us some fucked up dating stories.
That'll be fun
that we can read on here.
Exactly. And we can shed some light and talk about them and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Guys. So it's Imani, Shakur, and Rachel K. Burke. Stay in quarantine. Don't come and see me if you know me. And not
even letting me either.
Right. Not even letting Rachel. And we'll see you guys next week, man. And this show will be out a day late today, Tuesday. It should be out in about an hour or two, depending on how long it takes for me.
I was going to tell you, I don't think I can post a clip of this on my Insta, though, because my 13-year-old niece watches all of them. And my aunt.
That's cool.
And now I have 2 aunts that are on there, and I'm like, damn.
So you have to edit,
I know, because if it's if it's not too sexual, the topic, I'm fine with it. But I'm like, now I got all these relatives on there. Instagram used to be my place with no family, and I was like, I can say whatever. And now I'm like, damn, I got all these relatives on there. I got to be careful now.
You know what you could do is
hide them.
A close friend list.
Right.
And only your story to all your close friends.
Oh, that's a good idea. Because normally I can hide a few people from it, right? Like I've done that. Like if I talk about a specific guy and I don't want him to see it, I'll hide him from being able to see that story.
Yeah.
But the problem with my relatives, it's like if I hide my niece, I gotta hide her mom. You know, and then if I hide my aunts, I gotta hide all my cousins because they're all together. You know what I mean? It's just like too much work.
Right.
That's a good idea. That I could do the close friends and like specifically have people that I know listen.
Yeah, and that's it. You can do a close friends
good idea.
list. And you can do different lists. I think I saw too.
Okay.
Like close friends and this, and you can.
How do you do that?
Post if you'll see it. You go to your story. You'll
settings?
see.
Okay.
You'll see post to close friends. It'll have you create a list.
Okay.
And then you could,
Okay, I'll do that. That's a good idea.
All right, Rachel, I'll see you next week. Have fun with your new quarantine buddy.
Oh, I will.
And send me pictures and stop hiding him. I want to meet him. So, the guy that finally was able to man up and take care of Rachel. I want to see who this guy is. Send me a photo.
You missed my story. I tagged him in it because he built the thing.
Oh, okay. Send me a photo of him or something. Okay. It'll be cool.
He'll be around.
All right. Have fun. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.